Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Watercolor Wednesday. I'm Leslie Watkins. Well, I hope everybody's busy with your Christmas things. This is what I've been doing. These are some of my Christmas cards in various stages of preparation, and it's quite the endeavor. I've got lots of layers and die cuts and sparkle and all sorts of things that I wanted to add to my cards. And I've got more cards than ever to send out this year. So if you are on my Christmas card list, get ready for your card. It's probably going to be going out today or tomorrow, and hopefully it'll get to you in time for Christmas. But for today, what I wanted to share with you, let me just find here it is. I've been thinking a lot about my Christmas journal, okay? And so what I've done is I've gotten my signatures prepared, and I've loosely put in some of the things that I want to include: greeting cards, Christmas tags, wrapping paper, other things that I've received so far. Now obviously it's not Christmas yet, so this is not going to be completed until after Christmas, but I did want to get it started. And one of the things that I want to do, that I'm going to be working on today, is to include a frontispiece. So not the cover, not the title page, but the page that sort of decorates the beginning of the book. And my idea is to combine a little bit of everything. So it's going to have some heat embossing, some die cutting, some watercolor painting or painting with ink, haven't decided that yet, and stamping, and just the whole arsenal of tools that we have to decorate things. So this is just a piece of the shimmery white paper, and I've cut it down to measure 7.5 this way, so 7.5 by 4.5. That's going to give me a 1/2 inch border all around. And I'm probably not going to finish this today. In fact, I know I'm not going to finish it today, but I'm going to show you how I begin so that maybe you'll be inspired to do something like it. So I've got some tracing paper here. Just going to add a piece of that. And I want to plan out what I want to do here. So I can just do a sketch on the top of my tracing paper to figure out where all the elements are going to go. I also have a collection of stamps and dies that, in fact, there's something else here. Oh, let me go get it. Hang on a second. I've got an assortment of things that all relate to a kind of a snowy, wintry landscape. And we're expecting a storm to be coming through here in a couple of days. I know that those of you who are in the Midwest are probably just in the midst of it. But the snowflakes are going to be an important motif that's going to carry through. So I've got an assortment of both current and retired sets that I want to use, or I may use, because anything could change. I've got these beautiful adhesive back snowflakes left over from, I know these are retired, but they're very pretty. And they have these kind of cool wintry iridescence in them. And I think there's two different colors of snowflakes in here. I've also got some snowflakes that I've already cut out, okay, that have just been kicking around here. I've got a winter snow embossing folder, and this is really very pretty with these snowflakes, so I may do a little bit of embossing, dry embossing. I may use the Merry Christmas from the Mistletoe Magic set. This is current. This is one of my all-time favorite Christmas stamp sets. This is a couple of years old, and there's a lot in here that I like. I love the script that's been used for the various sentiments. I love that it has decorative detail, so it has this beautiful little leafy border design. It has a wonderful corner. I may be using that corner. I love the angel. So I may be using this for some of these design motifs. Lovely as a tree. How can you not have lovely as a tree with these beautiful wintry trees in the background and this beautiful balsam tree? So I may be using a combination of those things. I have Nature's Beauty with the deer and the rabbit and the fox, some more trees and grasses and things like that. So these work beautifully together. So I'll be using a combination of those things. And then I've also got Peaceful Boughs. This is the bundle. So this is the stamp set and the dies. And this die set creates this beautiful pine bough. I think it's a pine. Looks like maybe it's a spruce. I'm not sure what that is. But I thought this would be very pretty to have coming over the corner, something like this, with a couple of pine cones. I have this die set called Christmas Layers, and this one features this beautiful arrangement of snowflakes that I'll probably be using to die cut out the shapes and then have a contrasting colored paper or maybe a metallic paper beneath it. It also has some separate ones, and by the way, it's got this fabulous mistletoe, which I may use on another project. And then finally, I have the Snowflake Wishes set. This is a particularly nice set because it's one of the few that actually has a Happy Hanukkah, which is, I'd love to see more Happy Hanukkah stamp sets. I wish we had a current one with that was dedicated just to Hanukkah alone. But we do have this, and this has an assortment of all of these wonderful snowflakes, and I may be wanting to heat emboss some of those things on the cardstock. So those are the pieces that I've gathered. Let me just check my settings over here, make sure that you can hear me. Okay, that looks good. Hi, Carol. So back to my sketch. I just want to pull out. This is not going to be a very long video today. I just wanted to show you how I begin thinking about something like this. So I really like these trees going off into the distance. So I want to leave room at the top for my, where is it? Let's get that pine branch or spruce branch. So I want this to come looking at this one. So this one's going to come down from this corner, and I'll add one or two of these pine cones. Maybe add this little sprig just to improve the shape. Okay, so something that's going to take up that kind of space, and it may be a little bit bigger. So that area is going to be reserved for the decorative die cuts. And then we have these trees going off into the distance. And as far as my palette goes, I'm not sure about the color. I know there's going to be a lot of gold because the gold theme goes throughout my Christmas journal, so I will be using that. And maybe a probably some real red, maybe some evening evergreen. I'm not sure about the greens. We've got a lot of wonderful greens to select from, so I have to figure that out. And now I want to decide if I want a deer, a rabbit, or a fox. And it's kind of funny because we had some snow here earlier. Actually, I guess it was on the weekend we had snow. And I have footprints of all these critters around Dandelion Cottage. So I've got deer tracks, rabbit tracks, and fox tracks. I also have coyote tracks. So there's been a lot of activity going on around as all these critters are getting ready for winter. I think the deer might be the best shape because it's kind of long, tall, and narrow. So I'm going to go with that. Get those big ears. So the deer is going to be located in this area. And then I really like these little shrubby bits that are poking up out of the snow. So I'll have some of that in the foreground. Something like that. And also this wonderful texture. All right, let me see if I can get you a little closer. Not that close. There we go. All right, so that is my rough sketch. I'm going to leave a little bit of room down below for a Merry Christmas. So something like that, sort of blending into the grasses. Here's my deer. Some texture. The background trees. My wintry sky. This is where I'll have some of those snowflakes cut out. Something like that. And then of course my evergreens and my pine cones. So that's the idea. Now in order to pull this all together, hi Della, good afternoon, nice to see you. In order to pull this all together, I have to do things in specific order. So I'm going, because the background will be painted with either ink or watercolor, I want to do my heat embossing first. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my gold heat embossing, and I'm going to put in the stamped imagery from the Lovely as a Tree and Nature's Beauty sets. I'm also going to go ahead and do the die cutting for the snowflakes. All right, and then I think I'm also going to add a gold border around the edges. And what I may do a little experiment here. I may use the I may use some of these embossed snowflakes and rub the embossing with Versamark to get a little bit of sparkle on them. So that's a possible maybe. So that's my idea. All right, and I'm going to get to work on this off camera, and then you will see I'll post the finished thumbnail to the video later. In the meantime, I want to remind you that if you're interested in participating with the journal making workshop, you're welcome to do so. And it is, let me get my journal out again. It's a post-Christmas workshop or after Christmas workshop. And the reason it's going to be after Christmas is because I want to make sure that I have time to get all of my Christmas cards and tags and all the things that I receive ready to be put into my journal. And in the workshop, what I'll do is I'll share how I made all of the signatures, all of the flips, flaps, and pockets and tucks. And you'll also get a kit of just, you know, the basic materials that you'll need to put your journal together. But then what I want you to do is I want you to get into your stashes and use things that you have, that you like, that you've been saving. I know you have them, like I do. So time to use those things up. And then we're going to create this beautiful journal that's a Christmas journal to commemorate this year and all of the lovely times and people and things that we've done. I have other things to put in my journal, like my favorite sugar cookie recipe, Christmas lists for who I send cards to, and all sorts of other things. So I also want to have blank pages in here that I can create notes and reminders so that next year I'll be able to pull this out and I'll be reminded to do things that that I might forget otherwise. So anyway, so that is the project to hand. If you're interested in joining us, what you should do is make sure that you're subscribed to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. Once you're on my email list, I'll be able to send you all the information with a much fuller description and all the details and the registration form so that you can sign up. If that's interesting to you, subscribe to Notes from Dandelion Cottage. I will have that link below in the once I post this video, and also some additional links if you're interested in the watercolor card club, which is open now for subscriptions. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I know it's a little still in the inspirational stages, but I just wanted to keep you up to date. Stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.